Welcome back to Only with Ron. And today we are going to talk about the pros and the cons about buying into a large integrated development. So to give you guys a bit of context about today's video, first we'll go through the TLDR version of today's article. Then we'll look through a few case studies of large integrated developments and their performance over the years. And lastly, what would I do as a buyer or seller in today's market for a large integrated development? So without further ado, let's get started. Before we start, it will mean so much to me that you will hit the like button, subscribe, and the notification bell button as well, so our work will reach out to more like-minded people like yourself. So let's get started. Okay, first of all, Parktown Residences, sizzling sales, perks and perils of buying into a large integrated development. So while this article is saying that the sales of integrated developments does have the potential, but the problems of the size of this development may cause like community disagreements. You may have bad neighbors or conflicts that are harder to resolve in huge developments. It also pointed out the fact that for large developments, more people will be sharing the facilities, which makes it harder to enjoy, and the state of maintenance may be bad as well. Lastly, they also touch on collective sale, which is a concern because it is already very hard to get a pure residential development for en bloc, let alone having a commercial development that the commercial part of the development will need to be agreeable for this en bloc, and the split between the commercial and the residential would also be a point of argument. So coming to an agreement on that will be a challenge for collective sales as well. So of course, the perks you will naturally expect would be the convenience, the connectivity, and all those things that I don't really need to go into, because if you are a purchaser of an integrated development, I think you know better about the perks of owning an integrated development. And I feel that will be in proportion to maintaining the facilities, and whether it will be well maintained or not is largely dependent on the management itself. So don't stinge, get a good condo manager, and then I think the condo will be very well maintained. And second point is, they are saying that having more people in this community will have greater chance of having conflict, and it is harder to solve these conflicts when there is more people. Well, I only feel that you don't need to have a big community to have conflict. You look at landed houses, which is two houses side by side, just one bad neighbor will have a conflict. So you don't really need to have a big community to have conflicts. And as well as I think on the positive side of having a community is somehow people will conform to a social norm, whereas if you talk about having the other extreme of having just one neighbor, exclusive one neighbor, they do not have any social norm to follow, and you might just cross the line, or they might just cross the line, and you guys will have a very bad experience living there. So I think that happened before, and we don't need to quote any examples, but that is my thought. You do not need a big development to have conflict or hard to resolve conflicts. And last but not least, collective sale. Seldom I hear people buying into a brand new development thinking of collective sale. So even for the oldest integrated development in Singapore, I don't think someone will actually buy into it thinking for collective sale. I think the exit or the strategy for a lot of them may even be holding it long term and collecting rent, because of such development and the convenience, connectivity, etc., it will command a much higher rental. So I think that will be the strategy that people will go for instead of collective sale. So after saying all this, I think buying into an integrated development, you enjoy the convenience, but not just that. I think most buyers will be looking at the capital appreciation going forward. So for that, let's look into the past developments that are a large integrated development. So for this, let's pull out the data on the Watertown. So this is a large integrated development located in Punggol, right above Waterway Point. In the first quarter of Watertown launch in 2012, it actually cleared out 860 units out of the 992 units. So that itself is an 80% sale. And after that, we saw that the price actually decreases over time. After its price peak in third quarter of 2012, we saw the price actually came down. And that is largely contributed by the numerous cooling measures that is put in by the government, and one of them is the TDSR. Most of the buyers went into Watertown at about $1,200 per square foot. The highest record it has made was $1,700 per square foot, and today it is sitting between $1,600 to $1,700 per square foot. So if you look at Watertown as an example, as a big community, we don't really hear any news about the conflict between neighbors. There may have some, but I don't think it is serious enough to warrant something that you really worry into going into the big development. The convenience, I think, is certainly something that buyers look forward to, going down to buy food, groceries, even cinema and MRTs. So imagine living in this kind of convenience and walking away with $500,000 profit. I think that is really sweet. So this development has its 99 years starting from 2011, and the TOP was 2017. So will the price continue to go up as an integrated large-scale development? Maybe you can drop your comments below and we can talk about it. And next, let's look at a slightly newer integrated development, the Woodleigh Residences. 99 years land lease starting from 2017. Woodleigh Residences got its TOP in 2023. This development has 667 units and it is sitting on top of the Woodleigh Mall. Launched in 2018, we can see here that the sales didn't really do very well. So partly it's also because of the market having full of supply. So right opposite we have Park Colonial and the Treville, and then further up northeast we have Affinity and Garden Residences, and also we have Riverfront Residences, Florence Residences. So all these big projects are filling the market up with choices, and hence their 2,000 per square foot is really not very palatable in that market. After that, the developer actually relaunched the project and they did some promo start buy, and we can see that the sales started to pick up at around 1,008 to 1,009 per square foot. Fast forward to today, Woodleigh Residences is trading around 2,005 to 2,006 plus per square foot. So what do you think? Did the buyers make a good call? Because even for those who first bought in at the very start at $2,000 per square foot, they are making a good $500 to $600 per square foot. Putting 1,000 square feet in perspective, they are making a good 500,000 to 600,000 gross profit. Looking at these two isolated cases, you can see that Watertown actually did 37% over 13 years, and Woodleigh Residences actually did 36% over 6 years. The reason why I bring these two particular cases into comparison is also to show one thing that is called the entry point. When Watertown was launched, Punggol was already in the midst of development. Since 2009 to 2011, Punggol has already been injected with a lot of HDB BTOs. So these people who are buying into Watertown, they are the residents of Punggol itself. Comparing to Woodleigh, Woodleigh Residences was launched in 2018 and the Bidadari estate was only completed in 2021, which means that these HDB owners will be selling their newly MOP flats, giving them higher capital to buy into this integrated development that has always been part of their lives. So linking back to this article which says that the Parktown Residences owners are actually paying a premium yet living with such inconveniences and limitations. I think we have already talked about all those limitations and inconveniences, but this clearly shows that as long as you can afford the premium, it is still very profitable for a person to actually own an integrated development, and a large one for this matter. Whether it's profiting in a longer term of 11 years or a shorter term of 6 years, it really depends on the point of entry and the surrounding environment at that point of time. Today, if you're a buyer looking to enter into the new market, basically what is most important demonstrated here is the entry point. So I don't think the size of the development really matters, because as long as your entry price and there is a cushion of safety, and most importantly is the affordability in your own finances, I think we have a very good opportunity in today's market for you to still make a profit yet live in that dream home that you desire. But for sellers who owns big developments or big integrated developments, will this be a good time for you to exit? So we can see that integrated developments, no matter if you are the older developments or the newer ones, you are actually seeing a good side profit here. If you like what you're seeing so far, help us to hit the like button, subscribe to us, and hit that notification bell so you will not miss any of our uploads in future. What would I do as a buyer in today's new launch market? For the size of development may not be the number one concern on my list, so I would rather look at the entry price, the layout, and the facilities that I will be enjoying and eventually selling off to the next owner. I'm not saying that I'm totally right, but that is what I'm looking out for my own purchase. But if I'm a seller today, owning a large project, I think to give credit to this article, having a large project may also pose a challenge when it comes to selling, because buyers will have more choices looking around different layouts, different facing, and the most important thing is the different entry price for the resale buyers. So if today I'm owning a large development, not that I say that you need to sell now, but if the lifestyle or the life stages that you are at, you are actually looking into a change in location or the sizes of the house that you are living in, I think this may be a good time for you to relook into the market, because this year we are seeing a lot more opportunities and properties are so much better laid out in today's market. You can actually renew that layout that suits the future market. I'm not saying that you need to sell now, but if there's a change of lifestyle or life stages, or even you need extra room or downsize, I think it's a good time to look into the new launch market today, because the layout today is so much better, and it's a good time for you to renew this layout for you to enjoy and to suit the future market as well. Of course, everyone's situation is different. If you want to talk more, you can always leave me a DM or hit me up right here, WhatsApp me, and we can talk more on your situation. I hope you learned something in today's video. Do help us like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you will not miss our next upload. I'll see you again soon. Bye.